Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Imagination Megapark. In the last episode, I worked on this spooky area over here called Mystery Marsh, and in today's episode, I want to start work on the new area of the park, which will be over here. Now, it will be a completely different theme from any other of the themes in the park, and I actually want the area here to look like it's underwater. So here at the entrance of the area, I will find a way for guests to go down into the land. I'll try to make it look like it's actually submerged. Alright, I will start on the landscaping for this area. I will excavate a lot of this land. And yeah, there's lots of rock work to do. Yeah, I think I'll best get started. Alright, the basic landscaping for this new land is now done. As you can see, I dug out a whole part of the land here. I'll probably make it even deeper over here, so I can fit some larger coasters that are going to go underwater. No, I will not actually be filling up this entire area with real water. The main reason I'm not doing that is because yeah, it gives everything that's underwater this dark blue color, and it would be really difficult to see everything under it. And I would actually be able to make guests walk underwater. See, guests are walking underwater just fine, except for example mechanics. When they get caught, they actually have the falling animation for a very short duration of time, and they would actually drown in the water. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I will just make it look like, yeah, as if it is underwater. So you'll have to use your imagination here, which I guess is fitting for the theme of the park. Now, for the outside of this area, just a simple jungle theme. Try to make it look yeah, kind of lush, like a warm tropical forest. Yeah, different from this part, which looks a little bit more overgrown and dark. This one looks a bit more inviting, I think. Now, what I'm going to do next is change the layout of the path. I actually want to give the guests a path that leads underwater, so I will probably make a cave over here, and where it simply spirals down to over here. And I will also add a ride later to actually bring the guests down, but that'll be something for later in the video. And I think it will be cool to enhance the yeah, feeling like this is actually underwater. So the guests will have, I think it will be cool to have some boats going around here on the surface of the water. And finally, I also don't plan on keeping the rock work like this, or the walls like this. I want to actually use some of these recolorable canyon rock pieces to actually make the walls look really nice. But yeah, that'll be a lot of work. So for this episode, I will just focus on this little area over here. Anyway, lots of stuff to do, so let's get started. Alright, as you can see, I've now done the rock work for the wall section of the underwater part. Now I had to get a bit creative. I used these glass paints with the invisible walls just to give the illusion that there's actually water over here. Yeah, without covering the entire thing. So you can actually see the boats go around over here, and they will be sailing or rowing above the guests. Yeah, I hope the illusion is at least a little bit convincing. Of course, this part isn't done yet. There will be lots of colorful foliage under here, kind of like what I did over here. Now, for this part over here, I think it will actually be fun if we have some turtles here on the beach. And for that, I have a really cool trick. So let me just get a ride here. I'll just use the mini helicopters. I'll just put a station here. I'll put an entrance and an exit hut both over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the vehicle. Let me change the scaling because it doesn't fit here. We have the turtle boats, and I'll just have one car and one car per train. And I'm going to put it in bumper car mode. Now, if we have a time limit of 10 seconds, we'll now see that the turtle spins in place pretty quickly. It's even visible better if put in crooked house mode. This looks a bit silly, so what I'm going to do is I set the time limit to 0 seconds. So now what happens is the ride continuously stops and starts and stops and starts, which makes the turtle spin around in place a little bit more slowly. I believe if I change the speed of the vehicle, I can make it even slower. Alright, it does seem to move around a little bit more slowly now. So it seems like it has completely stopped. Okay, no, it's still moving a little bit every now and then, which is exactly what I want. So just going to quickly change the color of the ride. Alright, well, that's just a fun trick you can do with any powered vehicle. And I think this is a situation where this trick is pretty useful. I'm going to place a few more of these. Now, what else am I going to do? I want to have a way for the guests to get down to this area other than using the tunnel. I think a really fun way to do that would be with a dinghy slide. So I think I'll have a pair of dinghy slides that start over here on this little area that I kept open, and they will swirl down onto here where there will be an exit for the ride. Now, someone is actually working on a special mode for this for the water slide, where the vehicle starts at the top and goes at the bottom and then spawns back at the top station. That mode doesn't work yet. It's still under development. So what I'm going to do instead is just use a normal continuous circuit, and I'll have an underground path for the dinghies to return back to the top station without any guests on it. So guests still have to walk up to the top. But yeah, that's a thing they have to do a lot in the park anyway. Also I'm going to add some foliage under here. Not too much, because I don't really know what I want to add under here yet. And I also want to connect this path to this area over here, so the guests have an easier time getting from over here to over here. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, I've now added these two dinghy slides over here. Now I just called them Subsea Slide 1 and Subsea Slide 2. That's kind of a tongue twister. But yeah, you can see how it interfaces with this glass here. Maybe I'll remove a bit of this glass, but yeah, for now I'll just keep it like this. And I hope it just conveys that this part is actually supposed to be underwater. Yeah, gave them some bright colors, and I decorated this exit with a little spiral slide tower on top of the building, and some of these pieces with this safety buoy, or whatever it's called in English. Does it even have a name? I guess it's just called nautical wall piece. Alright. Yeah, over here you can see the entrance, just some of these cabana style roofs and a simple queue line. Think of it, I probably want some lamps on it. Maybe like this. Something like that. Yeah, I'll fiddle with it a bit. Alright. Now, you can also see how a little bit of colorful foliage really makes this area come to life. Yeah, I think the foliage here especially helps in making it feel like it's actually underwater. Now, also made a little path over here that goes underground, so guests have a path from this spooky area into this into the Subsea Sands. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to working on the rest of this area, especially this tower. I have a really cool idea for it. Yeah, can you guess what I'm going to do with this tower? Let me know in the comments. Now, I also added 2 more entertainers over here as the ride attendants. And of course, in a watery area, you want some sea animals. Now, there aren't too many sea animals that you can use for entertainers. So I just used elephants. Now I think of it, I probably could have used pirates. Let me quickly change it to pirates instead. Alright, I changed these entertainers' names, and I named them after 2 of my patrons. This one's Electeric, and the other one is Ziprap. So yeah, thanks a lot guys for the support on Patreon. It yeah, really means much to me, and it allows me to do cool stuff, like recently getting the original composer to create a new theme song for OpenRCT2. So yeah, thanks a lot for the support, and yeah, if you also want to support my channel, you can find a link to my Patreon in the video description. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be all the building I'm going to do for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and like I said, I'm really looking forward to working on it in the next one. Alright, see you later.